boots trudged deep into the crackling soil. The cart wavered and threw around the confined spaces as Eleanor glanced with dubious concern towards the French guard at the head of the royal train that led him towards the port at Poitiers. Just divorced from King of France, Louis VII, Eleanor still had her daughters, plus a good foothold in the affairs of the Angevin Empire. However, she still wasn't safe. The need for a secure place from which to start again dogged her. Under the guidance of King Stephen, Henry II had proved a promising heir to the Plantagenet dynasty, and her plans for a new alliance with England seemed to permeate her mind. Eleanor's thoughts were interrupted by a sudden staggering of the cart and a sword at her throat. The two guards before the horses that drew the vehicle had been slain, their blood weeping on the road before her like dry wine out of a bursting sack. The Count of Blois, fearful of the fit, pulled her to one side with the offending art of latter. She then glanced quickly over to Geoffrey Plantagenet, the Count of Nates, who was calming the horses at the front of the cart. The man was her best chance, she thought, cunningly. Sending messages to his brother, Henry Plantagenet, with whom she had already been corresponding, would be the best political move to alleviate this latest disaster. Henry would surely have some say in what was to be done next, and the union, which she had been contemplating, could be set in motion. After this, it was only a matter of months before they were married in 1152. One of the greatest female emancipators in history had found her greatest match for the struggle toward independence. A legendary duo was born. On reflection of the outrage that occurred in late March of 2017, I find myself looking at the finger-pointing and misogynistic attitudes of that year, specifically the scandal involving the admiration for Theresa May and Nicola Sturgeon's legs, occurring during the farce of the Brexit talks in number 10. It simply adds social perception of the reality of how much female emancipation has done for us since the early 1900s. Very little that seems. Capitalist ideas of a socialist approach touch upon the issue of an unpaid workforce of women doing the work would normally be attributed to men, but never that in doing so they would also be objectified in such a blatant fashion. This suggests a retro attitude to postmodernism, a patriarchal system of exploitation that can lead to revolt and overthrow the system itself. The current recession also reflects this underclass development that's allowed class structures to fracture and split, with genders bleeding through the class ceiling today. Within this context, current unemployment rates of women in August of this year are 8.2 million, while the same figures for men are 10.9 million. So even though there is a change in the acceptance of genders, differing career choices, there is no such adaptation of how people are seen socially. Eleanor of Aquitaine was one such example of differing career choices. Her ambition paved the way for much of the independence feminism enjoys today. Even back in the mid-12th century, it was ill-advised to objectify the Empress of the Angevin Empire. Perhaps this objectification evolved from over-acceptance of the reverse force of labour that was fought so hard before the economic hardships has seen in the world wars. The drop in employment figures is where the feminist approach fell down, of course. For instance, an army reserve was so readily available. Where is it today? The language barriers encountered by Eleanor should not be seen as no obstacle to the acquisition of power in the world 800 years ago. It is worth noting, however, that the majority of nobles did speak a form of French, provincial, which evolved over thousands of years and were respected. On reflection on this fact, it has been taken on board that what we speak today is devolved derivation and subversion of our own normal squelch language. This devotion might be a contribution to the respect we see in the workplace gender diversity of the 20th century. Having lost her siblings and parents at an early age would have doubled Eleanor's resolve and tripled her perseverance. a far cry from the lot of spoiled middle classes today that those who counterfeit traders during the 30s and 40s suddenly being presented with the ideas of equality and diversity in sociological form can't have helped either. It subverted and accepted the order of things and allowed men and women to expect a privileged lifestyle rather than strive for it. It might have been an idea to stick with being married to the King of France rather than trust the grass greener in 12th century England. 20th century for that matter.
Next time on Retrospective Rumours, I look at the way in which ethnic and equal diversity is handled in our future, present and past. In particular, I examine how we have progressed through our treatment of those we call our equals and our own. How far have we come in acceptance of both of these, and where will our present choices and fear take us?
Oh, Thurgo. Corresponding would be the best political move. Sending for the bloody water. Thurgo. Eleanor. Last one.
Beautiful.